Hello, this is a short video about making passives from Paul's English Workshop. Right, well, have a look at these sentences first of all. What can you tell me about them? They grow rice in China. They produce BMW cars in Germany. Someone invented the telephone in the 19th century. People around the world have enjoyed Coca-Cola since the 1880s. They will develop newer, faster computers in the next 5 years. That's right, they're all active sentences. They have a subject, a verb, and an object. So there's a subject, there's the verb, there's the object. They grow rice, or they produce BMW cars, and so on. So in these sentences, do we know who they are, or who someone is? In other words, do we know who the subject is? Well, let's look at one of the sentences there. What happens if we're more interested in the object of the sentence, or if we don't know who the subject is? Let's look at that sentence again. They grow rice in China. There we go, there's the subject, there's the verb, there's the object. But now, look at this. Let's take this away. And now we have rice is grown in China. Now this is a passive sentence. We have an object, rice, and a verb, is grown. So what's changed? Well, let's first of all look at all the sentences together. Here we go. They grow rice in China. They produce BMW cars in Germany. Someone invented the telephone in the 19th century. People around the world have enjoyed Coca-Cola since the 1880s. And they will develop newer, faster computers in the next 5 years. Let's change them round and put the object at the front. Rice is grown in China. BMW cars are produced in Germany. The telephone was invented in the 19th century. Coca-Cola has been enjoyed around the world since the 1880s. Newer, faster computers will be developed in the next 5 years. So there you can see we put the object at the front and we've done something to the verb. But why do we use passives? Well, it's very simple really. We use them because we're more interested in the object of the sentence, or we don't know or even care what the subject is. When we say they grow rice in China, well, who is they? We don't know who they are, so instead of doing that, we change it round and say rice is grown in China. But what about making it? Well, the grammar is actually quite simple. We use the verb be plus the past participle. That's the third form of the verb, as in, for example, go, went, gone, do, did, done, and so on. So here's an example. Rice is grown in China. So we've got is, that's the verb to be, and grown, that's the past participle. The telephone was invented in the 19th century. So was, the verb to be again, invented, that's the past participle. Coca-Cola has been enjoyed around the world since the 1880s. So the verb be shows the tense and actually the aspect of the verb. So it shows if it's present, past or future, or if it's simple, continuous or perfect. But sometimes we know who the subject is, but we use active or passive depending on if we're interested in the subject or the object. Have a look at these two sentences. William Shakespeare wrote Hamlet. Hamlet was written by William Shakespeare. Now, those two sentences actually mean the same thing, but in the first one we're interested in the subject, William Shakespeare. In the second one we're interested in the object, Hamlet. So in the first one, I might say that I'm going to talk more about Shakespeare and his plays. I might say William Shakespeare also wrote Romeo and Juliet and Macbeth and so on. But in the second one, I'm more interested in the play, Hamlet, the object. So in this one, I'm going to talk more about Hamlet and the characters in it and so on. Okay, well that's a short presentation on passives. I hope it's useful for you.